Hello friends, welcome to ProTalent, and this is our first session on foreign words. I'm sure all of you understand the importance of foreign words. Foreign words are very important part of your CLAT exam or AILET exam or any law entrance exam. On an average, they ask questions in the range of anything from 2 questions to 5 questions. So they ask some around 2 to 5 questions of foreign words. Now, what do we mean by foreign words? Foreign words are basically the words of different languages. That means they may come from Latin, Greek, French, German, Hindi, Urdu, and then they are part of English language. So when they become part of English language, it is a normal word now, but they have a special understanding, because let's understand, a specific word of another language will have a very particular meaning, and therefore it is important for us to develop a proper understanding about this foreign words. Remember, being a part of legal fraternity, being a part of legal profession, it is very important for you to develop good command over language. With a command over language, you will be in a position to do better in future. More importantly, you will be in a position to communicate to large number of people. Okay, and therefore such kind of command over foreign words would be necessary. So in this particular module, I will be covering 20 words. Okay, so per topic I'll be covering 20 words, which may take anything in the range of 12 minutes to 20 minutes. Make sure that you watch this video fully. Okay, though there are no practice questions associated with this particular session, this particular module is a part of Score Booster, and there are no practice questions. This is only a video. But the students who would like to practice with PDF, they can get PDF on protalentdigital.com. I hope all of you are doing wonderfully well with respect to this protalentdigital.com. Okay, so let's start to talk about today's 20 foreign words. Okay, I have collected this in a very interesting manner. Kafi maza aega. Okay, so here the first word is called alibi. I'm sure जब मैं इन सब शब्दों के बारे में डिस्कशन करूंगा, आपको इनमें से बहुत सारे वर्ड्स के मीनिंग पता होंगे. सो अगर आपको पता है तो आप उसको फटाफट रिवाइज करते चलिए. रीड द सेंटेंस विच आई एम पुटिंग also certain example, and there is etymology which is I'm discussing with you. Okay, here alibi is a Latin word. Okay, the meaning is it's a defensive plea or a fact that an accused person was elsewhere than at the scene of the crime. Okay, that is called alibi. This is a kind of excuse available. You might have, you can say, seen a movie called Drishyam. Okay, so Drishyam was entirely focused on this part called alibi. Ajay Devgan and his family were not present at Panji when the crime was committed. This is what they proved. Okay, this is what they proved. Remember, it is borrowed from Latin term called alias eb. Okay, alias eb meaning elsewhere. Okay, alias eb meanings elsewhere. From the word alias eb you have alibi. Okay, so the videotape would have been useful to establish alibis for the defendants. This is how the sentence can be used. I hope you are comfortable with the structure which I am presenting. Okay, wherever there is a possibility of etymology, I will be discussing about it. Where there is no possibility of etymology, I will present synonym or antonym. Okay, let's start with the next one called ad hoc. Ad hoc is a Latin word. Ad hoc means something that is or was done to address a certain purpose. That means it is primarily meant temporary but targeted towards a specific purpose. Something like impromptu, that is on the spot it is prepared or it is cobbled together, that is it is coming without any kind of preparation. So that is how the ad hoc temporary उसका मीनिंग बन चुका है. Okay, so example बोलता है an ad hoc committee was formed to address health insurance problem. Okay, so ad hoc committee was formed. Okay, ग्रामर के नजरिए से देखें, so this is formed आना चाहिए, form नहीं होना चाहिए, this is wrong. Okay, so an ad hoc committee was formed to address the health insurance problem. Next word is called alter ego. Okay, so here the root word is alter. Alter का मतलब होता है other. Okay, alter का मतलब होता है other. इसके ऊपर से कोई वर्ड बनते हैं? बिल्कुल बनते हैं. क्या क्या बनता है? Alteration, that means मतलब जो कपड़ों का alteration करवाते हैं, so that is it is to be changed. Then you have a word called altercation. क्या बोलते हैं इसको? Altercation. So when you have other viewpoint, then the other person, अगर सामने वाले बंदे का जो विचार है और आपका विचार है वो दोनों अलग अलग है, ठीक है, so obviously क्या होगा? एक तरीके से झगड़ा होगा, and that is called altercation. That is called झगड़ा होना. Okay, alter ego. Ego is a self. So someone who has an alter ego, that means उस बंदे का ये other self है. Okay, so that is another aspect of oneself or a very close friend or a constant companion or a trusted advisor. So he is your alter ego. That means he is a very close friend. Okay, ठीक है. So this is how the word would be. Similar देखे आप, amigo, comrade, है ना, musketeer, pal, है ना, ये थोड़े से you can say word अगर आप देखें तो informal word है, but anyway people use it in today's time. Okay, example क्या है? Jack was the alter ego of Rose in a Titanic movie. He was one of the very close friend and a trusted friend. Okay, चलिए, great. So this is called alter ego, Latin word. Okay, आगे बढ़ते हैं and we talk about next word, once again a Latin word which is called alma mater. Alma mater means your school, your college or university that you had attended. That is called alma mater. बहुत easy word है. Your academy, your institution, your college. Okay, so he was delighted when he was offered the position of professor of economics at his alma mater. अपनी ही यूनिवर्सिटी में अगर आपको पढ़ाने का मौका मिले, so that is wonderful thing, and that is how the alma mater word is used. Next word is called bourgeois or bourgeois. ठीक है, अलग अलग pronunciation होता है. ठीक है, I may be wrong in certain pronunciation, so let's not get into that pronunciation front. Let's understand the meaning of the word. Okay, so this is called bourgeois, which is, you can say, borrowed from French word called bourgeois, that is inhabitant of town. Okay, so bourgeois means belonging to or characteristic of middle class, typically with reference to a perceived materialistic values and conventional attitude. Okay, now what is this exactly? This is, in French, there were two class of people. One was a middle class, that means the people who had more money, and more importantly, in those era, in France, there were three kind of classes. One was elite class, जिसके पास बहुत पैसा है, राजा महाराजा, उनके भाई बंधु, ठीक है, और जो लोग अलग अलग एरिया संभालते थे वो लोग हो गए. दूसरा, that is trading community, businessman, they were termed as a middle class, and there was a third category which is called proletariat, that means they are the workers. Okay, so bourgeois were those middle class, they had a materialistic values, they had a conventional attitude of helping themselves and not working for laborious part. Okay, so this is how bourgeois came. और उसके opposite में क्या हो गया? Proletariat. Okay, proletariat. Okay, ये याद रखेगा. Next word is called bona fide. Okay, bona fide, that means the root word is called bene or bona. That means this is good. Okay, इसका opposite होता है mala. Mala means bad. Okay, mala means bad. So it says bona fide और bona fide. ओके आप एक बोनाफाइड सर्टिफिकेट लेकर आते हो अपने स्कूल से which is authentic, genuine and in good faith you are studying with that particular institute. That is how the bona fide. I hope you are a bona fide student of Pro Talent. Yes, if you are, then you must be learning in a right manner. Yes, great. So you continue doing it. Okay, in case you like all this content, please go through Pro Talent Google page and put certain comments and review about our services. Okay, so this is how bona fide students should help academy to grow. Okay, here the example is we are targeted across, you can say Bonus, Bonnie Bridge and you can say Sten Hosmer by Calau's thieves pretending to be bona fide workmen. Okay, ठीक है. सो बेसिकली ये बात हो रही है एक स्पेसिफिक कैरेक्टर की बात है that these two people were, you can say, shown as bona fide workmen but they are actually thieves. Okay, so I'm sure you know a word called calaus. Okay, so please put that into comment section. If you know the meaning, it will give you a good practice. Next word is called German word जो हमारे हिटलर साहब ने बड़ी अच्छी तरीके से इसको प्रमोट किया था. उन्होंने बोला था we should, you can have this blitzkrieg. Okay, blitzkrieg, which means rapid intensive attack, which is originally used to describe sudden military offenses. Okay, so this is basically called blitzkrieg. एक साथ suddenly attack कर देना. Okay, so for example this Japanese in Pearl Harbor scenario, they actually attacked America's Pearl Harbor in a blitzkrieg manner. ठीक है, it was so aggressive and so much rapid and so much intensive attack that at the end of the day America got into big trouble. Okay, so यहाँ पे example दिया है येमेन वॉर. ठीक है, येमेन में वॉर चल रही है, बड़ी परेशानी है. सो फटाफट बताइए येमेन का कैपिटल क्या है. ओके, ये फटाफट बताइए. येमेन वॉर was planned as a blitzkrieg by Arab coalition that has turned into dragged out war drawing resources from the coalition. पहले उनका टारगेट था एक बार में अटैक करके निपट जाएंगे, but now it has turned out to be a kind of dragging war. लंबी होने लगी है. Okay, so that's how the word called blitzkrieg. Next word is called caveat, which is a Latin term, ठीक है, which is called a warning or a provision of specific stipulation or conditions or limitations. So people say, are there any caveats? So are there any conditions? Are there any limitations? So this is what they say: warning, admonition or red flag दिखाना. That means कोई caveat है कि नहीं है. Okay, further the forest department too was asked to file caveat before High Court to prevent encroachers from obtaining a stay. So are there any warning? Okay, are there any conditions? So that is asking for caveat. Okay, next is called doppelganger. Doppelganger, which means एक जुड़वा बोलते हैं, है ना, क्लोन बोलते हैं, रेप्लिका बोलते हैं, लुक अलाइक बोलते हैं, फेसिमाइल बोलते हैं. ठीक है, सो अ घोस्टली डबल ऑफ अ लिविंग पर्सन, especially one that haunts its fleshly counterpart. Okay, and apparition का मतलब होता है घोस्ट. ओके, ठीक है, उसको घोस्ट बोलते हैं. और डबल ऑफ अ लिविंग पर्सन, किसी की कॉपी करके जीना. ओके, दैट्स कॉल्ड डोपलगैंगर. ठीक है, तो फॉर एग्जांपल एक बंदा किसी की कॉपी करके जीता है, उसको डोपलगैंगर बोलते हैं. सो डोपलगैंगर इज अ काइंड ऑफ अ पर्सन हु इज योर क्लोन और हु इज योर, लेट्स से, जुड़वा, है ना. हमारे बॉलीवुड में तो ये बहुत कॉमन है. ठीक है, वी हैव मूवीज वेर इन दे यूज दिस आइडिया. ओके, एक बहुत ही मजेदार से मूवी आई थी, ठीक है, बहुत साल पहले, अंगूर करके. ठीक है, विच इज बेसिकली शेक्सपियर की एक बहुत अच्छी किताब थी, कॉमेडी ऑफ एरर्स, उसके ऊपर से बनी थी, संजीव कुमार, ठीक है, और देवेंद्र वर्मा साहब ने उसमें काम किया था, तगड़ा मूवी था, ठीक है, कैसे डोपलगैंगर की वजह से क्या क्या कंफ्यूजन हो सकता है उसके बारे में मूवी थी। नेक्स्ट वर्ड इज कॉल्ड लैटिन टर्म कॉल्ड de jure, दैट मींस हैविंग अ राइट और एग्जिस्टेंस एज स्टेटेड बाय लॉ, दैट इज कॉल्ड de jure, ओके। Women de jure equality may be, so women's their right, having a right of equality may be an accepted truth, but in reality women don't enjoy equality in the world, okay। De jure, ठीक है, in a traditional Latin, de jure or de jure is an idiom that means regarding the law, और उसके ऊपर से वर्ड बन गया de jure, okay। Next word is called fiasco, that's an Italian word, fiasco, I'm sure that's an easy word, everyone knows, ठीक है, it's a complete failure, so when next time you use a word called fiasco, tell yourself you are using an Italian word, and you're not just eating Italian cuisine, but you are also using Italian words. This is how you can very well show to your friends, okay। Anyway, so this is called fiasco, a complete failure, especially a ludicrous and humiliating one. Next one is called guerrilla. Guerrilla is a Spanish term. It is basically saying that a rebellion in a small group, they are attacking on the other party. So it says a member of an irregular army operating in territory under the control of an hostile force. So that is called guerrilla, and this is called guerrilla warfare. Shivaji, okay, that is Shivaji of Maharashtra was very famous for this guerrilla warfare, है ना। गुरिल्ला वॉरफेयर में ये नंबर 1 थे, ओके, और वो मुगलों के नाक में दम कर चुके थे, ठीक है। सो दिस इज कॉल्ड पार्टिजन और फ्रीडम फाइटर के बारे में भी बोलते हैं। लैटिन टर्म इन पर्सनम, ओके, इट सेज इन पर्सनम, इट सेज डेजिग्नेट इन एन एक्शन or judgment against a person which is distinguished from one against a thing or a property. So that means you have a right in personam, that means you have right against an individual person, not against any property or a thing, okay। So this is very important. So two of the defendant filed motions for dismissal for lack of in personam jurisdiction. So there is no, you can say, jurisdiction against an individual person, okay, there may be a jurisdiction against a property or a thing, but not in personam. Next word, Yiddish term, Yiddish, okay, Yiddish लोगों का ये लैंग्वेज है Yiddish, ठीक है। वो जो टर्म है जिसका नाम है क्लूज, क्लूज के ऊपर से वर्ड निकलता है, उसका मीनिंग होता है a clumsy person, someone who is not very much organized like Hulk or ape, okay, that's called clumsy person. She is a comical blend of insane athlete and pathetic clues, okay, pathetic clues. So she is athlete but at the same time a very clumsy person. Next is lingua franca, once again an Italian word, lingua franca, which means it's a language of masses, okay। आपको पता होगा भारत में जब संस्कृत चलता था तो लैंग्वेज फॉर मासेस वाज प्राकृत, ओके, लैंग्वेज फॉर मासेस वाज प्राकृत। संस्कृत वाज अ लैंग्वेज ऑफ एलीट ग्रुप ऑफ पीपल, प्राकृत वाज अ लैंग्वेज फॉर मासेस, एंड ड्यू टू दिस Buddhism and Jainism flourished because they used a specific language which is for the masses, which is called प्रकृत, ओके। जो हिंदुइज्म के सामने दो धर्म डेवलप हुए, बुद्धिज्म और जैनिज्म, वो फ्लरिश हुए primarily because Buddhism was more towards Sanskrit and this was more towards Prakrit, okay। So that is called lingua franca. Prakrit was lingua franca, okay। Hindi is the lingua franca of India, the language of masses or language used for convenience, okay। So this is called lingua franca. Then you have a word called modus operandi, which is a particular way of doing thing, okay। An example of her modus operandi was provided during the, you can say, a terse exchange with the defendant, okay। So modus operandi, उसका काम करने का तरीका, उसका plan of action, this is called praxis, okay। That is called modus operandi. Next is called mea culpa. That is a Latin term saying that I am at a fault. Okay, expressing guilt or a fault, that is called mea culpa. Okay, repentance करना, एक तरीके से पश्चाताप करना, penance, ठीक है, acknowledgement of an error, this is called mea culpa. Monica's grudging mea culpa failed to soothe the feeling. Even let's say sometimes people say it is my fault, मेरी गलती की वजह से हुआ, that's very soothing on the other person, saying that ये बंदे ने गलती करी है and this person is accepting वो गलती. This is very good. Okay, so this is how the mea culpa is. Next is called ni. Okay, that's a French term. Okay, French term ni, which is born, generally used for a maiden name of a married woman. Karina Khan, ni Kapoor. This is how the word is basically used. So she was basically, her maiden name was Kapoor. Okay, okay. So heretofore or formerly, this is how the word is used. नी फ्रेंच टर्म है, फॉर्मरली चीजों को कनेक्ट करने के लिए लगा जाता है. प्राइमा फेसी पता होगा आपको, प्राइमा फेसी इज समथिंग दैट हैज बीन प्रूवन और assumed to be true unless evidence presented against that. Okay, so it's a prima facie, it is very much visible on the face of it, it is visible कि ये तो ऐसा ही हो रहा है. That's called prima facie. Next is we have what called status quo. That's a Latin term. Status quo, which means existing state of things, जैसा है वैसा ही. Okay, so High Court on Saturday ordered to maintain status quo with regard to the 2 acres of land situated on the platform road. तो ये एक एग्जांपल है सेम इसी केस अयोध्या के लिए. अयोध्या में सब लोगों को है ना वो मंदिर चाहिए उसके बारे में बातें हो रही है. ठीक है, सो वहां पे सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने स्टेटस को का ऑर्डर दे दिया है. Okay, so that is called status quo. It's a Latin term. Antonym would be, you can say status quo as it is maintaining. Okay, जैसा है वैसा ही रहने दो. Rejection and you can say inclusion, they may be opposite. Equilibrium है ना, may not be direct opposite, but it is trying to tell that whatever is the status quo वो maintain ना करो, दोनों की बातों को balance कर दो, equilibrium पे लेके आ जाओ. This is how the opposition of status quo would be. Okay, chaliye, great. So with this I've completed 20 words and I'm sure you must have enjoyed learning this 20 foreign words with me. Okay, I'm going to give you good quality, you can say, foreign words. Possibly I will be covering some around 100 plus foreign words in the due course of time. Make sure that you watch this video, you repeat it for a couple of times so that the words are there in your mind. Okay, chaliye, great. So with this I'm closing this, but do not miss out to like this channel, subscribe this channel, share to your friends about protalentdigital.com, and do not miss out to take this PDF from protalentdigital.com wherein we provide you superb content. Okay, thank you very much. All the best.